Welcome to the channel and to this narrative game between Blood Angels and Tyranids. The devastation of Baal is over. The Scouring of Baal has begun. The devastation of Baal concerned the Blood Angels. This is their home planet. This is their home system, the Red Tear. And they were almost wiped off the map until Guilliman turned up with the Indomitus Crusade and Khorne demons got involved all over the place because they really liked the scrap. So much blood was spilt that they appeared from all over the place. So the devastation of Baal was a victory for the Blood Angels, only just, but the Scouring of Baal took a whole month, and that included the combined might of Guilliman's entire Indomitus Crusade, because all across the surface of Baal were many, many Tyranids left remaining, and also gestation pods like this one, this giant pulsating egg which is growing and growing and growing, and in a few hours time will be 4 or 5 times the size of this until it's so ripe it bursts and spreads 10,000s of little seedlings all across the surface for many miles to come. So what's happening is the Blood Angels have been making their way all across the surface of Baal and nuking these things from orbit or dropping napalm on them or whatever. But some of them reflect back. So there's thousands of these gestation eggs across the surface of Baal. But some of these are reflecting back and cannot be shot at. They need to be engaged and melted and burned away in close combat, because maybe inside this one there's something psychic and writhing and pulsing which is reflecting back any threat that is put upon it. So quite simply, what you see in front of you is 2,000 points of Hive Fleet Kraken. And I know Leviathan was on Baal, but mine are painted red, so we're playing with Kraken. So 2,000 points of Hive Fleet here. There's going to be 2,000 points of Blood Angels swinging in over this ruined city from the left. You can see the edge of the city here, and all that remains here is ruins. And the Tyranids are reacting against this incoming threat of Blood Angels and moving out towards them, because the Blood Angels will be coming on this flank here, and commanding the Blood Angels today will be none other than Support Babel Sultan. Say hi, Support Babel Sultan.
Hi, Support Babel Sultan.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
You've got a gorgeous new model. What is that gorgeous new model?
It is a Thunderhawk gunship.
It's a Thunderhawk gunship, people. So we're thinking about a brilliant scenario in which to introduce the world to your Thunderhawk gunship.
Yes, I have this model. Can we please use it? Let's make an entire day about it.
Yes, let's play with the model. Let's give you an objective that you must destroy in close combat, so you just can't shoot it from a long way away. Let's saturate it in Tyranids and let the game begin.
Yeah.
Well, talking about letting the game begins, you've got your own YouTube channel now.
I do.
Called
Sultan Plays.
How much Warhammer is on your YouTube channel?
None.
But
Yeah.
So
It's video games. It's me and you and Scallion and Monkey and other DZ TV Discordians like Chewy and so on, playing at the moment Warzone and being really bad at it.
Call of Duty War. So basically, we've been in our downtime. We've been playing a bit of COD.
Yes.
Badly.
Very badly.
Dying.
Yeah.
And then
Don't go there expecting good plays. Maybe you'll laugh a bit.
So Sultan Plays, you decided to start filming or recording some of it and putting it on the internet.
Because some of the conversations were gold.
Yeah, parental guidance it's grown men playing Call of Duty, so they're swearing and penis
15
jokes.
plus.
Yes.
There we go.
it is not for the faint-hearted, just like most other grown men playing. But the plan is in the future, actually, for you to put Vermintide on there and Darktide.
Say hi, Paul wants to play some Vermintide, so we're going to look at doing that. When Darktide comes out, we get 4-player co-op, like Left 4 Dead style stuff. Get some of that on there. It should be really good fun. Dawn
of War, Space Hulk, any of that?
As we go, we'll add more.
So basically, you play video games sometimes, and you want to record. And while you're playing them, you might as well just stick it on the internet.
Stick it and record in the background, and sometimes good stuff comes out. I'm throwing stuff at a wall, and some of it's going to stick.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes playing COD with you feels like I'm being thrown at a wall.
Yeah.
Which is why I swear too much.
Yeah.
But,
sorry.
Okay. So I've got 2,000 points worth of Tyranids. You've got 2,000 points worth of Blood Angels, including a lovely great big spaceship. Let's go and have a look at these armies. What was that?
I know there's going to be a couple of comments because you said, how are you? And I said, I'm good, how are you? And then you just carried on talking. And now people are going to be like, oh.
I should have. Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. Everyone's fine here. I was in the flow.
You're in the zone.
I'm in the zone. Shall we look at the army now?
Let's look at the army.
Okay. Here is 2,000 points worth of Blood Angels from the Space Marine book, from the Blood Angels book. And this is the Forge World Compendium for Warhammer, which has got the rules for this thing, which costs 900 points?
800 points.
800 points. Do you want to tell us what's on the Thunderhawk, sir? I know that there's 4 twin heavy bolters.
My book.
So that's 24 heavy bolter shots.
24 heavy bolter shots.
It's got 2 las cannons. It's got the missiles on as well.
Yeah.
Which are like 4 shots, strength 8 -3, 3 damage missiles.
You just got 100% correct. Yeah.
Well, it's the same as the Storm Raven gunship missiles, but instead of AP -2, 2 damage is AP -3, 3 damage.
Yeah.
And then it's got this huge cannon of doom on top. What does the cannon of doom do?
It's a Thunderhawk heavy cannon.
Right.
It's heavy 2d6, strength 8, -2, d3 +2 blast.
So 1 minute. 2 to 12 shots.
Yes.
2d6. Strength 8 minus
2.
Yeah.
D3 +3. D3 +2.
D3
damage.
+2. So 4 or 5 damage.
Yeah.
4 or 5 damage every time.
Every time.
And this thing is also a flying land raider because it's toughness 8 with a 2-up save.
Yeah.
But unlike, because land raider's toughness 8 with a 2-up save, but unlike a land raider, this has got 30 wounds.
Yes.
3-0.
3-0.
With a 2-up save and a 4.
Yeah.
And it's got the Blood Angels keyword. So if you want to put Psychic Shield, you could give it a Feel No Pain or a 5-up invulnerable save or something like that.
Yeah.
And the other thing about it, beautifully enough, is you can actually transport Primaris Marines inside a Thunderhawk gunship.
I didn't know that when I bought it.
Land Raiders and Rhinos and things like that.
I bought it going, okay, I'll have to make some more tactical Marines. And I read the little rule sheet. It was like, it can take Primaris. 30 Primaris. I was like,
it can take Primaris. You put Primaris in it.
Yeah.
And you can put... in the old days, you could put dreadnoughts and bikes.
You can't put dreadnoughts in it. You can put Gravis in it. You can put Terminators in it. You can put jump packs in it. And you can put normal bikes and Outriders in it.
And it's got transport capacity of 30.
30, yeah.
So it's a very, very big flying land raider with massive guns.
Yes.
Las cannons, missiles, and this 2d6 gun of Doom as well as, and it was gloriously painted by Martin Waller.
Yeah, Golden Demon and Slayer Sword winner.
Yeah.
Excellent. I got very lucky with this one.
And he was selling it and you were like, mine!
Yeah, actually, my missus was like, you should get that. And I was like, is this back opposite day?
Yeah. So it was a sign, well, when a Slayer Demon winner says, I'm going to be selling my Thunderhawk gunship.
And it happens to be a Blood Angel gunship.
And the missus said, oh, that one looks pretty. Why didn't you get that one?
Yeah.
You have to.
You have to.
You have to.
It's the law.
And you've already got 8,000, 9,000 points worth of painted Blood Angels anyway.
This makes it 10,500 points.
Nice. On the downside, it costs 3 command points to bring.
Yeah.
But who cares?
Who cares?
If
It's
it costs...
a Thunderhawk.
I got a Thunderhawk gunship. So the idea here is that this strike team minus... I like this because what you've got is you've got the first company, the survivors of the devastation of Baal. You've got your Terminators with hammers and shields, and you've got your Vanguard vets.
Yeah. Either recently elevated of the surviving classic Marines, or they're the hard-fought survivors of the first company.
And they're teleporting in or jumping in order to kill this egg in close combat. All of these bad boys are inside the Thunderhawk gunship. This is the strike team to take on this site. They're in as like, they've tried shooting it and it's reflecting shots. Okay, we're going to have to do this on foot because that's 100% what Space Marines sound like.
Yeah.
Okay, so call in the first company. So the first company are jumping out overhead and they're teleporting in and you're going to smash it on foot. How hard can it be?
Knowing you, really hard.
So what else have you got apart from the first company?
Okay, so this is a battalion detachment.
Nice.
And what we've got is the Captain Lorenzo here, who's been recently promoted from the Indomitus Crusade.
Right.
He's got the Burning Blade as a relic, and he's got the... I've forgotten the name of the trait, but you can heroically intervene 6 inches.
Okay.
I think it's something. I can't remember. He's got his lieutenant with him there.
Yeah.
No name as of yet. 6 Blade Guard.
Because they're so good in Blood
Because they're
Angels.
so good, and I like the idea of a full, like, they're all Blade Guard. They all got shields and swords.
Oh, right,
and stuff.
shield.
Yeah, it was, in my head I was like, well, they'll go together, won't they?
Yeah.
And you said I have to kill things in close combat, so you should bring Blade Guard.
Well, it'd be boring if you could just shoot the target from across the field and it goes. Plus, it also makes sense that some of these eggs have got... I mean, Zoanthropes, Neurothropes with a threat and vulnerable save. I'm just saying that this one's got a 1-up in vulnerable save against shooting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 10 Assault Intercessors, because chop chop, and then 5 regular Intercessors.
Okay.
Just for a little bit of... They're going to be guarding the gunship.
So you've got intercessors and the vets inside there.
Yeah.
These guys jumping out, and
Storm
I've
Shield
got
Hammers, yeah.
2,000. What spells does your librarian
He
got?
knows Smite, obviously, and he knows Shield of Sanguinius and Unleash Rage. Shield of Sanguinius is pick a unit with an 18, 5-up invuln on it, and then the Unleash Rage is on 6s to hit. Once you cast it, you get an extra hit.
Okay, so you're relatively thin on the ground,
Yeah.
but everything here is extremely devastating in close combat, and you've got invulnerable saves,
And that's
you've
enough
got
gun for an army.
Yeah, and this has got enough. I mean, it's got 24 heavy bolter shots.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I have enough gun or psychic might to bring it down. But again, I don't need. This is the interesting thing. If I don't kill that and kill all of these, then I win.
Yeah.
Because you can't kill my egg in close combat.
That has to fly off and
So-
go somewhere else.
Yeah, this is drops his stuff down and they all die and he's like, oh dear, I'll go away. Trailing
Goodbye,
smoke.
yeah.
So I don't actually need to shoot at that at all, which makes it interesting. But if I don't shoot it, or at least whittle it down so it's hitting me on 4s or 5s, then it's gonna be a problem. There's one more rule that I want to bring in, which is not in the main rule book, and I want to run by you.
Okay.
If this gets tagged in close combat, it can't fall back and shoot. That's ridiculous. That's utterly ridiculous. There's no rule that says that this thing can fall back and shoot.
Yeah.
So
It hasn't
I
got the Titanic
want us
rule.
to agree between us that this has got the Titanic rule and it can fall back and shoot whenever it wants to.
I feel like I can agree to that with
Otherwise, if I touch it with something, because it's in hover mode or what, I don't care what mode it's in, whether it's flying or hover, because it can hover just like a Storm Raven. I don't want to touch it with something and you say, oh, I can't shoot all the guns. So you happy for me to allow that to fall back and shoot?
I think I'm happy for you to allow me an advantage. Thank you.
Well, it just makes narrative sense
It's cool.
to me.
I love it.
Okay, let's talk about my army
Let's
because, yeah. So you've got 2,000 points and you're going to have turn 1, we've agreed. And so in turn 1, it's your Thunderhawk coming on and shooting some guns. And you can drop, because this is narrative, you can drop your first company in if you want to in turn 1. Or
Might be a
later.
mistake at this stage. We'll have to see.
And then obviously I'll have a chance to respond in my turn 1.
Yeah.
Then in turn 2, off you go, and you've got to kill that in close combat, and we'll get to the rules around that when we get to that, because there's so many rules to remember. But also in turn 2, I've got reserves, which so you've got 2,000 points. I've got 2,000 points on the table. This is like 1996, but I've got some reserves as well.
Yeah.
So what I've got here is my Warlord is the Neurothrope with his own thrope. Lots of psychic stuff here. Catalyst, Sight, Smite, Psychic Scream. And they're protecting the egg, I like to think. Like I said, 1-up invulnerable save if you shoot it, but not if you punch it.
Yeah.
And then I've got some weapon beasts with Dermic Symbiosis on, which drops me down to 11 command points because I put 10 command points because he's got the increased synapse range 18 inches. So that's a 5-up and 1, that's a 5-up and 1, down to 10 command points. Some weapon beasts and some hive guard, because you would have them. They're guard in the hive.
Yep.
They're shooting up into space. I've got the psychic might. I've got some venom thropes, which means everything within 6 inches will be -1 to hit. In this nice little nugget here. Gun, psychic line. And then stuff on foot pushing forward, which are starting to come this way because they hear the turbo fans of the Thunderhawk gunship as it races towards the site. And as I said, this is one big birthing pool. We're waiting for that to explode and spread its spores everywhere. So we've got a Tervagon with her Tervagants and Tervagon with a Tervagants. And that means she's going to be spawning. Have you seen under these? Do you see the girl? The guy's coming out of the belly like that.
I just want to say it's disgusting and I love it.
So she's basically one big walking womb with giant claws.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's a giant static womb without any claws, and that's another giant walking womb with massive claws. They also have psychic powers as well. So the thing that is going to hurt you, I think, might be Smite, to be honest.
I think so. I've only got 1 deny.
Yeah, that could sting, but if you destroy that in close combat, you win. As I said, though, in turn 2, I'm going to have reserves coming on from either this edge or that edge, not over the hills. The reason why the Thunderhawk hasn't come in this way is because he can't set down. These crags get higher and higher and higher, and there's sand traps all over the place. It has to land in the ruined city, push this way.
It's not so much the Thunderhawk because it can land basically anywhere. It's just the troops can't get out and be useful.
Yeah, okay. So the Thunderhawk could sort of, the guys could
hover
jump
over
out.
whatever, yeah.
It could, yeah.
Maybe stuck in the hills.
The guys could jump out over there, but they've got to wade through sand traps and canyons, and it'll just be a kill box and they'd die.
Yeah.
So this is the only good angle of approach. It's as if the hive mind thought of it. And you've got to just get in there. Clever girl. Kill that to death in the Scouring of Baal. I'll show you my reserves. So Sultan's got 2,000, I've got 2,000, and this. Fast stuff. Hive Crone, I think. Hive Tyrant, Trigon, and a Morlock bursting up from underground, and Gene Stealers and Broodlords all charging in. So basically fast. They're burrowing around underground. They're flying through the air, and these guys, being the shock troops, they are buried in the hills and underground in their gestation pods and things like that. So these will start coming on in turn 2. But ultimately, you can have one Marine left and kill that pod and you win.
Yeah.
All you have to do is kill it. And all I have to do is slaughter everything, except for the Thunderhawk, to stop you from doing this. And so all across the surface of Baal, these nodes, these gestation pods, these clusters of Tyranids are being burnt and scoured out. Will this strike team be successful in their mission? Well, let's kick this off in Blood Angels, turn 1. Here we are after the Blood Angels movement phase. The Thunderhawk zips in, kicks in its grav thrusters, retro thrusters, starts descending from the sky. It's still flying, and it's shooting its payload down into the Tyranid swarm. What are you doing with all the guns, sir?
It's taken me a very long time because there are so many guns.
And you kept changing your mind, so that's why I don't know what you're shooting at.
Okay, right. So let's start with the Big Gun of Doom.
Yes.
We'll be going into your unit of Blue Brains.
The Big Gun of Doom on top, which is called...
Yeah, the Thunderhawk Heavy Cannon.
Is into them.
Into them.
Right.
Yeah.
They're -1 to hit because of the Venom Thropes.
Okay.
Okay.
And then we'll do the twin Las cannons and the Hellstrike battery into this thing.
Okay, that's -1 to hit as well because of the Venom Thropes.
It's purely overkill, I hope.
Okay.
And then all the twin bolters.
Right.
So there's 20-something shots going into your other weapon piece.
24.
24 shots.
Into that one?
Yeah.
And that's also -1 to hit?
Yeah.
Okay. So take out the weapon beast, take out the psychic thing.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thanks. Where do you want me to start?
I don't know. Where do you want to start?
I don't know.
So, Thunderhawk Heavy Cannon into Zoanthropes, 2d6 number of shots. Is 7 shots.
7 shots.
Forced to hit.
Forced to hit. Uh-oh. It hits once.
Oh.
The model syndrome.
2's to wound.
Wounds.
Wounds, strip and fun. And make my save. Sultan, we were telling people this was a Heavy Cannon of Doom and nothing happened.
Yeah, I rolled a lot of ones.
Right, okay. Hell Strikes into this thing.
Yes.
And the last cannons. Hell Strikes, 4 shots. Forced to hit.
1 hit.
1 hit. Last time you were rolling so hot. It does wound. 5 invulnerable save, which I fail, and that's a flat 3 damage.
Yep.
That beast is down to 11 wounds left. Now 2 las cannons fire out at it on 4s. 1 hit. Wounds on a 3.
Doesn't wound.
Now we've got 24 shots from all the heavy bolters into this thing.
Yes.
Heavy bolters.
Yeah.
12 hits, winning on 5s at AP -2 because the Devastated Doctrine is in effect. That's 2. Get through and make a save. The second T-Fex takes 2 wounds. And so at the end of turn 1 for the Blood Angels, the Thunderhawk Gunship, yes, Gunship, came in and strafed this site and has killed nothing. Now it's time for the Tyranids to respond. That's the narrative sense, but in game sense, how many points?
800.
800 points. So, you know the last time we played, luck was on your side. Maybe Zinch is against you in this game.
Quite possibly.
Let's go to Tyranids, turn 1. Here we are after the Tyranids movement phase, and to be fair, I didn't have to move very far. Next turn, you will be in hover mode, so things can disembark 3 and move. You could end up climbing out over that part of the wall, that part of the wall, and I didn't want to be gamey enough to block it off entirely.
It doesn't have to be in hover mode.
It doesn't have to be in hover mode.
No, it can still drop people off and fly away.
That's true, actually. And as you come down to descend, the Pyrovores can spit acid all over it as well. And then in turn 2, my swarms will start coming in on the flanks. But in the meantime, the Neurothrope will try and put Catalyst on the Zoanthropes. I need a 6, and Eye Perils.
You did more damage to yourself than I did.
So let's spend a command point. And I succeed, but I don't Perils.
Almost, yeah.
Which is good, but it burnt me the command point I got this turn. And then it's going to smite. And it fails. Oh no, I can reroll 1s. and it passes, it'll do D3 mortal wounds to the Thunderhawk, which it does, 3. Then they're going to smite, they need a 6, and that passes. And that does another wound to the Thunderhawk. Oh no, it does D3 plus 3 when they smite in a unit of 6. So that was 4 plus the 3 I already did.
7. And
Psychic Scream, which passes another D3, another 2. So 9 mortal wounds to the Thunderhawk as it gets lashed with psychic power and shakes in the sky as it comes down. And now I will unleash my guns. Right. I did Stinger Salvos and Stinger Salvos from the Turvagons, and they've both bounced. Then I've gone across to the Weapon Beast, Stinger Salvo bounced, but now I'm going to put the Rupture Cannon in, and I need 5s. And finally I managed to get 1 hit, and it doesn't wound. So we need to do the Stinger Salvo from that one, and I need 5s. Oh, I hit 3 times this time, and I need 5s. And they bounce. So all the Stinger Salvos bounced. And then finally, these 6 shots from the Rupture Cannon on 5s, because you're flying. And on 3s, I get a wound.
Yeah.
-3.
5 up save. I make one.
You make the save.
I have a chance to make one.
So finally, I will unleash the Hive Guard. The Hive Guard have Impaler Cannons firing through the sky on 4s. Strength 8 versus Toughness 8. 4s to wound. 1. -2.
4 up.
Doesn't
make it.
It's D3 damage.
Ooh.
For 3 damage, that's 12 wounds in total off the Thunderhawk. Then I'll spend 2 CP on Single-Minded Annihilation.
Oh.
And I'll pull the trigger again. 4s. And 4s. 2 more wounds at -2.
2 4-ups. Oh, I make them.
So the Thunderhawk has got 18 wounds left. It's not bracketed yet. And as it descends, the Pyrovores spit acid, hitting it D6 times each. And at strength 5, these are wound on 5s. I cause 5 wounds at AP -1. And you make
every save.
All the saves. And that's the end of Tyranids Turn One. A salvo of firepower has rippled out all the way across the armoured fuselage of the Thunderhawk. But now it's the time for the Blood Angels to respond. The strike team can now disembark and begin their savage attack in Blood Angels Turn 2. Here we are after the Blood Angels movement phase. The Thunderhawk has deposited its cargo. The shooting ones are up here, and all the punchy ones have jumped over the wall and getting ready to charge along with the Captain Lieutenant. That's gone back into fly mode and banked backwards, because it's more than 36 inches away from the Hive Guard now, so main Impaler Cannons can't hit it.
Yes.
But you can still hit the Venom Preps if you want to shoot them.
Yep.
And then the first company came in. Vanguard Vets here, Terminators here along with a Librarian.
Yep.
And then you spent 3 CP.
Yes.
On an Orbital Bombardment.
Yes. I spent 4 CP.
4 CP.
3 on Orbital Bombardment,
right.
And 1 on Descent of Angels for them.
What is
plus 1 to hit.
Plus 1 to hit.
And any negatives, they're fly keyword anyway, but any negatives wouldn't affect them for charging.
Okay. Fly keyword, so they ignore the terrain anyway.
As if you did something like Tanglefoot Grenades, for example, with your Custodians, they'd ignore that.
And the Orbital Bombardment it's going to get hit in my turn?
My command phase.
Your next command phase.
Yeah.
You've called in the strike to land there. In your next command phase, it will land there. And if I'm still there, it will do mortal wounds to everything within 6 inches of that blimp, I think.
Yeah.
So I need to either clear that area before your command phase or just take the hit. But before we do that, we'll move on to the psychic phase. So your Librarian, what are we doing, sir?
We're going to do Unleash Rage on these guys, and we're going to do Smite on these bugs.
Okay, Smite away.
Smite goes off.
I'll try and block it. I don't block it. I don't exceed you.
Yeah.
And that does
1 damage.
Kills a bug.
Cool. And then Unleash Rage.
Okay, what does Unleash Rage do?
Gives 6s to hit, give an additional hit.
Okay, I'll try and block that. I don't beat it. You got an 8, I got an 8. So Unleash Rage is in effect. Starting off the shooting phase, the intercessors on the wall are firing down at the Pyrovores. Right about the Overwatch here. Wants to kill some of this acid spray. 3s to hit and re-rolling 1s because you're in range of your captain.
Yep.
And 4s to wound, re-rolling 1s because you're in range of your lieutenant. And it's AP -2 at the moment because the tactical doctrine is in effect. So my 4-up save becomes a 6. And I make 3 of them. Then the squad in front, we've got 4 heavy bolt pistols.
Yep.
3s and 4s. And these are AP -2.
2 of them.
Oh. And I've made one of the saves as well.
AP
so
-1, because it's bolt pistol.
Oh, yes. So I've taken 2 wounds. One of them is 2 left.
Cool. So we're going to do an overcooking plasma from the sergeant.
Beautiful thing.
Hitting on a 3.
It
Hits. And then wounding on a 2.
I won't get a save. That will kill one. They do blow up. And on a 4+, the nearest enemy unit within 3 inches suffers a mortal wound. I'll put it on the blade guard, definitely. So the blade guard now decide to point their pistols at the pyrovores.
So 5 heavy bolt pistols.
Right.
Rolling the 1.
Yes.
Everything hits.
And 4s to wound.
4s, rerolling the 1s.
Okay.
No.
5s. I keep making 6s with these dice.
Do, yeah.
Well, not all the time, but...
And then
okay.
a Neo Volkite.
Okay.
Just 2 shots.
Right.
Hitting on 3s. Strength 5, so
Right.
wounded on 3s. And what it does is a 6 would do a mortal wound in addition.
What's the save?
It's just dash, so you
Is
save
it?
that, yeah.
Nice. Okay. So I withstand the firepower.
Yeah.
So then we did the shots with the captain and the lieutenant with his Neo Volkite thingy bob and we did it off camera because we thought, well, nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
But then that happened with the Volkite pistol, so that's a mortal wound in addition, and I didn't make the saves, and you're saying this pistol was a flat 2 damage.
Yes.
So you kill another pyrovore, which doesn't explode. Okay, 2 pyrovores are down. The captain lieutenant managed to show the boys how it's done. Then this squad of assault intercessors killed a couple of little bugs, and the stormbolter on the librarian over here killed a couple of little bugs. So small arms fire, nibbling away at some of the termagants. Then we're back to the Thunderhawk gunship. This time the twin heavy bolters are picking on the venom thropes down there.
Yep.
So it'll be 4s to hit. And the last cannon of missiles is going into one of the weapon beasts, and the Thunderhawk cannon is going on to into the other weapon beasts. Because all these gunfire is happening at the same time. Everything's still hitting on 4s because of the venom thropes. But you're starting with the venom thropes.
Yep.
24 shots,
Yes.
hitting on 4s. Oh, mama. 18 hits this time, winning on 3s.
That's not so good.
And 13 get through at -1. I normally have a 5-up save. So these are 6-up saves. And everything doing 2 damage. Those venom thropes get wiped out. Was that Sultan?
That was the kind of overkill I was hoping for in turn 1.
Well, let's see if it continues then as you put the missiles and the las into this thing here.
Yeah, missiles first.
4 missiles. 3s. 3 hits.
Would it still be 4s because it happens at the same time?
Oh yeah, it would still be 4s because all this fusillade of firepower happened while that. Yeah. So 2 hits, 1 wound. I failed the save. That's a flat 3 damage. Then you've got 2 las cannons coming in hot.
Yeah, it's already better than the last time. No, both miss. I'm going to command point one though.
Oh, right,
I feel
okay.
like I need something to happen to this.
It hits.
Hits.
3s to wound.
I just want to roll a 2.
Does wound. I make the save.
Oh.
Yeah, I pay for the 5-up invuns on these dudes. However, this one, 2d6 hits with the Thunderhawk cannon.
Yep.
For 8 shots. 4s to hit. And 4s to wound. What's that? 4 hits? Perfectly statistically average. 4s to wound. Strength 8, toughness 8. 2 wounds. 5 invulnerable saves. I failed them both. Now each of these does D3 plus 2.
Yeah.
So it's 4 or 5 damage basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 4.
Yes. And that's the end of the Blood Angels shooting phase. This trying effects on 5 wounds left. That one on 8 wounds left. And they're clearing the gap in front of them. Now the Blood Angels are going to charge in. Where would you like to start, sir?
Terminators 8-inch charge into there with their +1 to charge.
Yeah, it would normally be 9.
Yes.
But you're Blood Angels.
Yes.
So it's 8.
Yeah.
Good luck.
That's
And that's an 8. And it looks like this. Now the Librarian needs a 9?
Yes.
Or 8?
An 8 as well, yeah.
Blood Angels, yeah. Okay. To join his fellows in.
He goes
And that's a 9. He gets in. So those charges are successful. Where else you want to go?
These guys are going to go into the warriors here.
Just the warriors.
Yeah, I need to kill a lot of those. I'll tell you what, no. There's a lot of forces around here who can go outwards.
Yes.
Let's let them clear their own beachhead. These guys with their +1 to hit are going to go in here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes. They have lightning claws, Winters. There's a lot of attacks.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
Sure. It's an 8-inch charge.
Right.
They go in.
That's 10.
Yes.
They make their 10 inch
I'm
charge.
good at rolling charges.
I'm not good at Overwatch. Right, where else because I'm waiting for the Pyrovore. Who's charging the Pyrovore?
We're going to sacrifice the Assault Intercessor squad for the Overwatch.
Overwatch?
Yes.
D6 auto hits.
Oh, good.
2. Which wound on 3s. Right, they're at -1, so 2 4-up saves.
Make one fair one.
Don't even kill one. Then the Assault Intercessors charge that lot. Blade Guard, where your Blade Guard going?
Into the Warriors.
Okay, don't roll Snake Eyes.
No, I don't want to. I didn't roll Snake Eyes.
You haven't rolled Snake. You've made every single one of your charges so far.
This army is meant to do one thing.
Go forward, Blood Angels, choppy chop chop.
Yeah, exactly that. It's like you've played them before.
I'll play against them.
Yeah.
They're very choppy chop chop.
Chop, chop.
I imagine they'd be good in the kitchen, with sushi and stuff like that.
They love those Japanese chef's knives, yeah.
Yeah.
They give those. These guys are just, they're Blood Angels. They're going to charge over there.
Into the other squad?
Yeah, they're in.
Sure. Are they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they are in. Maybe I should have.
Charge.
Maybe I should have Overwatched with one of these larger big squads. What are you Captain Lieutenant doing?
I'm thinking the Captain and Lieutenant aren't going to charge right now.
Aren't they?
They are good. He's a good counterpunch unit with his 6-inch heroic intervention.
Right.
So I'm thinking of just leaving them there. And then next time when we push forward, they can. If you countercharge me with some of your reserves, he can jump in.
Well, my reserves will come on the edge, but I won't be able to come in with 9 inches of view,
you can come
obviously.
in about here.
But so there's a chance I might be able to countercharge the Terminators, but I'm certainly not going to be able to countercharge something in the middle of the battle grid.
You know what? Winners. I'm clearly thinking this through very carefully. I'm going to try and put my captain into these guys here. Quite a charge though that. So I'll roll it and then measure it.
Okay.
It'll be obvious if it's in. That's probably not in.
So Captain Lorenzo did fail his charge there, Sultan not using a reroll. Then at the start of the fight phase, I spent a CP on Caustic Blood. Put it on that squad over there. They have Acid for Blood. Now, where would you like to start, sir?
I feel because they're probably your best choppy unit, I'm going to attack your Warriors first.
Have a go at the Warriors.
I think you'd interrupt there, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
My basic understanding of
probably would.
Tyranids.
Well, they have got all those bone swords on them. So the Blade Guard start on the Warriors. They hit on 3s.
Yeah, rerolling 1s because of Lorenzo.
Oh, yeah. Look at all those 2s.
Yeah, I know, right?
You just got 9 2s.
Yeah, but that's still, 16 attacks have just gone through. So
that would be really good at Yahtzee. 3s to wound.
3s to wound.
Rerolling 1s.
No 1s.
No
1s.
The interesting thing is, these are master-crafted power swords, right?
Yes.
So each one is 2 damage and -3.
Yeah.
I have a 4-up save, so it goes straight through the armour, and that kills one warrior, that kills another warrior, that kills another warrior, and then all my warriors are dead. And that would have killed another one, and another one, and another one. You wipe them out easily. Warriors are gone. Where would you pile in, consolidate, do you think?
No, we're going to stay where we are, because we have the intelligence that an orbital strike's about to hit, so we're not going to move into that range.
You don't want to be within
we're still
6
outside
inches
of 6
of it.
there, yeah.
Okay, all right. Where would you like to strike next? Because I don't feel like I should interrupt, because the little bugs aren't going to do very much to you, and I'm not going to be able to pile many into close combat here or there. And to be honest, I'm kind of hoping the acid does enough.
Yeah.
I do have 6 command points left, though, so I could pay to interrupt here. Pyrovore might take on one dude.
Yeah. I'm going to go here, because this is where the Caustic Blood's going to happen. So this is the most interesting next fight.
I'm not interrupting. You can go there.
Yeah, okay.
So how many... Vanguard vets are 2 attacks.
So they have...
1 each for a claw.
Yeah.
And then 1 for charging.
So 5 each, and the sergeant will have 6.
Right. Okay.
So lots.
So that's 26.
Is it?
Is it?
It's lots.
Right, 26 attacks.
Yeah.
Hitting on 3s.
Yes, 2s, because they're Descent of Angels.
Oh,
That was an upset noise.
yeah. So not so much an upset noise as a more core blimey, crikey, governor.
Crumbs.
3s to hit.
Rerolling
Sorry,
wound.
3s to wound.
Yeah.
No, 2s to wound because I'm toughness 3 and your
Oh.
strength 4. 2s to wound,
plus 1 to-
re-rolling
yeah.
1s.
That was a 2.
Was it?
Yeah, I don't know how many 2s I picked out. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Rerolling.
And these are all AP -1, so I don't get a save.
AP
so
minus
you
2.
sushi your way through a load of
Yeah.
dudes. 21 wounds.
Yeah.
21.
This is a perfect example of being a victim of your own success.
Because
Yeah.
for every model that died, 21, on 6s, I do mortal wounds back to you with my caustic blood. 6s!
Oh, you kill 1 and a half.
3. Just 3. 21 dice! Come
Yeah.
on now. Now that's a core blimey governor, crikey. What the hell?
That is somewhat upsetting.
Mate, what was that?
That was the first model you've killed.
Seriously?
Yeah, admittedly, in turn 1 it was just a Lord of War, So it's understandable. But
I think you killed it yourself.
I think I did, yeah.
You did this to yourself.
He thought he was getting drenched in blood and he was in a happy place, and it turned out it was bad blood.
Right, Assault Intercessors versus Pyrovore.
Yeah.
Right, Pyrovore's dead, but for every wound lost on 6s, it does a mortal wound back again. It's called Acid for Blood again.
Nice.
And on a 4, it blows up.
Ooh.
And hits the nearest enemy unit and does a mortal wound.
One goes pop.
So that's 2 models I've killed now. You've cleaved your way through the Pyrovore. They've piled in, consolidated. We've fought with all of these guys. We need to fight with these guys. Fortunately for you, these little gribblies don't have Acid for Blood.
Yeah, that hurts, that.
Assault Intercessors, hitting on 3s. Wounding on 2s because of Blood Angels. At AP -1, I don't get a save.
Yeah, not in range of the lieutenant.
The Assault Intercessors consolidating. That's all the combats except for the Terminators all the way around here. Smashing into the Trigon, the Big Mama. Spending any CP on anything?
No, because there are enough attacks plus Unleash Rage gives 6s or extra hits, basically. Yeah, he did.
You need to get within half
and the
inch
Librarian's going to
half
go
inch.
afterwards. I think it's enough.
With Unleash Rage?
Yes.
So 4s, because your hammers and your unwieldy.
Yep.
That looks good. So yeah, the 6s generating additional hits because of Unleash Rage. Okay, cool. It's Strength 8 versus Toughness 8.
Yeah, I actually got 1 extra hit there, I believe.
So it would be 4s, but 3s because you're a Blood Angel.
Yes.
And these are all -2, 3 damage a time. So I have 9 5-up saves. And 3, 6, 9, 12, 50. Yeah, it's dead. It's absolutely dead. And because I rolled a 3, I lose 3 more Tervagants as the synaptic backlash ripples through the hive mind and they just scream and fall over. Then the Terminators consolidate, then the Librarian who charged can pile in and consolidate, snuggling it in there, and that is the end of all the Blood Angels assaults. My little bugs pile into you, hit you on 4s, and wound you on 5s, and I'm trying to see if I can, because one of them is on a wound. 3-up save or death to the Vanguard. Death!
Death.
So you're CP and reroll.
Yeah, because that's an extra 6 attacks next turn.
Okay.
Oh,
death.
even worse. He's definitely
Cake
dead.
or death? Death. And so I can get to pile in over here. And I pile in and I bite at your kneecaps and nothing happens. The Sultan's spending 2 CP on what now?
Honour the chapter.
Honour the chapter. Space Marine Assault Intercessors get to fight again. So 21 attacks as they rev their chainswords, hitting on 3s.
Rerolling 1s still.
Because of the captain?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because of the thing. He's there.
Everything bar 1 hits.
Beautiful. And at Strength 4 versus Toughness 3, it will be winning on 3s, but you're a Blood Angel. Winning on 2s.
Yeah.
AP -1, I don't get a save.
Whoa.
Killing on 2s. Can you kill all the bugs to a bug?
I think so.
Yes, you can. And then you consolidate. This one Assault Intercessor squad of 5 Space Marines basically made their way through 30 guys.
How many points is 30
They shot
guys?
150.
That's 100.
Is it?
Yeah.
150 points, so 5 points each. So you shot it, charged it, and then charged it twice, basically, and killed them all. Which means that Big Mama can't spawn any back, because you spawn them back into a squad.
Okay.
And over here, I can't spawn any back because she's dead, so I can't spawn in. So you have penetrated the Tyranid lines incredibly badly. I've got the weapon beast, I've got my guns left. I've got the brains left, but the entire screen has collapsed. The Pyrovores have gone, the Warriors have gone, all the Termagants have gone. And let's face it, all you need to do is assault that thing and chew it up in close combat to win this game. But the hive mind is screaming out for help. And there is a Broodlord and some Gene Stealers about to pour over the dunes down towards the Blood Angels' lines, and there's terrors from the deep about to burst up, and winged beasts come in from the sky. And here we are at the end of the Tyranids movement phase, and all of a sudden they are surrounded. The Broodlord has come on here with his swarm of Gene Stealers about to charge into the Tyranids, and he has the lure psychic power, which I'll do now to see if I manage to pull it off, and I do. And he selects them as the target. That's a 7, you need an 8. Okay. So that's a 6 because of your psychic hood. So you need to beat a 7. And you do, because that meant that any unit that charged them would get re-rolled a charge.
I think that's the big one.
So that's probably the big one to deny, to be fair. So they're going to come smiling in that way. Smiling in? Words now.
Grinning, yeah.
My English good today. We have the harpy up here, or hive crone, the one with the tentaclid up there, ready to shoot down. And what I did is Look, I'm going to have to take the blast from the orbital bombardment because I need something between you and I. And talking about something between you and I, it's the Zoanthropes with their invulnerable save. It's the Neurothropes. I haven't had to actually move the weapon beast, which is good because they can fire all the guns. But a Morlock, I've put a Morlock in the way. So when it bursts up, it does mortal wounds.
That hurt me.
And it'll do mortal wounds to this unit, so long as I don't roll a 1. And it will do mortal wounds to the Blade Guards, and a roll of 1. The Assault Intercessors suffered D3 mortal wounds for 3.
Yeah.
And I couldn't place the Morlock in such a way, because it only does this within 2 inches. I couldn't place it in such a way that it hit the Blade Guard, them, and the Vanguard vets, and I tried. So one of these is down to 1 wound left.
Yeah.
And then round here on this side, the Winged Hive Tyrant has come in. It is worth noting as well. Oh, I forgot a model. There's another thing that's supposed to burst up from the ground. It's my Trigon, because I was going to say that I've got adrenal glands on the Winged Hive Tyrant, so he's got +1 to charge, and adrenal glands on this, so he's got +1 to charge. So Morlock can't charge on the turn it bursts up. These guys swarming in that way. The wall being faced, mortal wounds coming up, and Trigon. And there is nowhere in this pile where he can go without suffering the penalty to charging. So I guess he has to come in here as well. And then maybe he might make that 10-inch charge up and over. And I'll measure it properly in a minute. But maybe it'll be a next turn thing. So hopefully these units are about to get hit from behind. This should be enough blocking that way, and maybe the Assault Intercessors that cleaved through 30 bugs will get blocked as well. Desperate stuff for the Blood Angels, maybe? Are you worried?
I wouldn't say worried. It's less one-sided.
It's less one-sided. So, see, I don't think I'm going to be able to bring any guns to bear against the Thunderhawk now. Not that I need to kill it anyway, but... Okay, so psychic stuff going on. I have to catalyst up the Zoanthropes because when this orbital bombardment comes in, it can do D6 mortal wounds to them. And I can reroll 1s.
You still roll that?
So they're catalysted up. They've got a 5-up feel no pain. Then he'll smite. And that passes. And this will do D3 mortal wounds to the closest unit for 1 mortal wound.
I don't know which that is.
I have no idea either. Did a wound to the Vanguard vets. Now I have an issue with the Zoanthrope because you can pick a model and I can fire my smite out from there. Or I can pick a model on that side and fire a smite out into the Blade Guard. So before I do the Zoanthropes, let's do the smite from Big Mama down into the Blade Guard. This is a 6. That passes. It will do D3 on the Blade Guard. Oh, it kills 1, putting down a 5 left.
Yeah.
Well, one took 2 wounds and that took 1 wound, so that was on 2 wounds left. So then they'll Psychic Scream first onto the... No, that hits the closest. So yeah, I'll pick that one, Psychic Scream. I'll Psychic Scream the Vanguard and smite the Blade Guard. Let's spread the love around. Psychic Scream passes. D3 on the Vanguard. Oh, down to 1 Vanguard left. And then smite on from that Zoanthrope across to the Blade Guard. And I need a 7, and that fails. But I reroll 1s because the Neurothrope's nearby. And that passes. And it's a super smite. So when they smite, they do D3 plus 3. 1 minute, let me check some rules. Warp Blast. So when they manifest the smite psychic power, it does the result of the psychic power plus 3, because there's a unit of 6 of them. So it does 6 mortal wounds in total. And this is becoming painful, and I have another smite from my Winged Hive Tyrant. This needs an 8. That fails. He also has...
so you can just...
No. And he also has the horror, so I'm going to try and horrify the pilot.
Okay.
Reach inside his mind and horrify him on a 6, and that passes, which means the pilots and the gunners in here are a bit kerfuffled, and they're going to be -1. No, that doesn't work like that. Yes, it does work like that. You pick a unit and it's -1 to hit.
Okay.
You're horrified. There's visions of the devastation of Baal.
You think they'd be used to visions
their brothers
as well,
dying. That is the end of my psychic phase. That was pretty successful. I've hurt a chunk of bodies here. Now I need to shoot some guns. Interesting. So let's unload a rupture cannon from my T-Fex into the blade guard and stinger salvo into this little dude here. Stinger salvo into the vet. Wounding on 3s and 4-up saves.
He lives.
He's fine. Rupture cannon into the blade guard. I hit 3 times. That's good. Can I wound on 2s? I wound all 3 times. 4-up invulnerable saves.
How much? What AP minus is it?
AP -3.
Okay. Yeah. Because Storm Shields do the +1, don't they? No, 2 go through.
D6 damage a time. Would you like to command point any?
Yes.
Down to 3 command points.
Save one.
Just 1 gets through. And
He kills 1.
vaporizes 1, leaving 2 left. So the second T-Fex rinse and repeats. 2 wounds came into the Vanguard vet, 2 4-up saves. And he goes down to 1 wound, but he's still chugging along there. And then the rupture cannon is going to go into the blade guard on 4s and 2s. Invulnerable saves.
Make 2 fail 1.
Okay, D6 damage.
He lives.
So one of the blade guard vets is down to 1 wound. It'd be rude not to fire her stinger salvo in, seeing as she's going to charge them. But she hits on 4s. And a stinger salvo strength 5.
3s.
A wound twice. It's -1, but you have a storm shield. So 2 3-up saves.
Make them both.
And they lock their shields together and stand firm. Okay, the only things left that can shoot now are the hive guard in the backfield and the hive crone. Tentaclids reroll against units that can fly, and this Vanguard veteran sergeant in turn 3 is going to have a bajillion attacks. So I'm going to put everything from the hive crone down into the Vanguard vet, which hits on 4s, and because it flies, I can re-roll. See, because they hit on 4s, they're absolutely pants, so you need that re-roll. Only 2 hits. These are strength 5, and they're AP dash. Okay. So 2 3-up saves.
He lives. Hero.
Okay, so stinger salvo. It's also got dual cannon, but you're not in range. 3 hits. Strength 5. All wound at -1. 3 at -1.
Dies.
And he finally succumbs to his wounds. So just the hive guard left. I've got rid of the Vanguard vets. We've still got some assault marines here and some assault marines there. The blade guard, I've got enough of a barrier and enough of mod bodies and red meat between you and I and the pulsating egg. But if I fail these charges with the gene stealers, I could be in a lot of trouble. So the hive guard have to fire their impaler cannons at those Terminators. They just have to. I've whittled away at the front. I need to whittle these guys away. They hit on 3s. Strength 8, so I'm winning on 2s. And they're -2 D3 damage a time. So -1 because of your storm shields.
So 3-up saves.
So 3-up saves. There's 7 there. 3-up saves. Storm shields locked together at
1.
D3 damage. Ooh. I do a wound. Right, 2 CP for single-minded annihilation. Let's do it again. Drops me down to 5 command points left. I hit on 3s, and I'm going to be wounding you on 2s with these strength 8. 7 wounds again. How's that? 7 wounds and 7 wounds. Yeah. If you could fail some 3-up saves, that'd be lovely.
I'll try.
Yay!
That's 1. Well, yeah, it's 4.
Well, it's D3 a time. So the first one
kills 1.
Wipes 1 out. The second one
kills
wipes 1 out. The third one
injures 1. Kills 1.
3 fall. Why are you taking from the back?
Because you're gene stealers.
Yeah. I want to charge you.
Yeah, I don't want you to charge.
Take from the front. You need to.
No.
No. Okay, that is the end of my shooting phase. Big chunks being torn out of the apple here and there. So now I need to charge. It's 10 inches with the gene stealers into the librarian and 11 inches to get to your terminators. 11-inch charge. But I could tag your terminators if I managed to. If I managed to hit the librarian, I could pile into the terminators. So that's a goal. So 10 inches. Let's charge your librarian. Would you like to overwatch?
There's nothing to.
That's a fail. I'm not going to CP reroll that.
Another squad.
Let's try the other squad. That's a fail. Let's CP reroll that. That's a fail. The Broodlord, 11 inches to the Librarian. That's a fail. The Morlock can't charge because it buried up underground. Big Mama into Blade Guard. Would you like to Overwatch?
No, it's nothing.
That's a fail because I'm going through difficult ground.
Oh no!
So it's -2 to
I
charge.
had this whole plan as well. You were going to go here. You'd have forgotten about my captain who can 6 inches.
You made every single one. Right, 8 inches on my Hive Tyrant. This is going to happen.
It doesn't happen.
5. That's a fail. So you made every single one of your charges. I've failed every single one of my charges.
No.
Maybe the light of the Emperor is with you. This is the surface of Baal, after all. As we go into Blood Angels, turn 3. 1 minute, morale. Morale is a thing. The Leadership 9, the lost 3, they'll be okay. But if you roll a 6 on your Blade Guard, one more will flee. If you could roll a 6, please.
If I fail, you're going to hear me have a rant about no fear. Okay, I'm fine.
Okay, 4, that's 9. They're fine. The veterans stand firm. Now we go on to Blood Angels, turn 3. Blood Angels command phase. First thing you're doing is spending a point on Red Rampage. You've got one, you've lost one, so you're down to 3. Basically, your whole army has got an increased AP on 6s to wound.
Yes, with pistols and melee.
Nice. The second thing that happens in the command phase is the targeting coordinates from the battle barge are heard and the strike comes down here. Every unit within 6 inches suffers mortal wounds. We've got to roll a dice. Let's do it for them, little bugs.
Yeah.
Okay, put a 1 next to them.
That doesn't do anything.
Doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
These guys.
That doesn't do anything.
Oh no. The Turgan. 3.
Which one's the term again?
This one.
This one, 3. Okay. Big monster.
Big monster at the back.
Ooh, that's good.
That's a 6 on the big monster at the back.
Yeah.
These guys, the Zoanthropes.
That does 1.
And
that's different than 3.
The Neurothrope. 1.
That doesn't do anything.
So the way it works is, if it's a character, you subtract 1 to the dice roll. So my Neurothrope gets away with it.
Yeah.
But if it's within 3, you add 1 to the dice roll.
Yeah.
And on a 2 to 5, they suffer D3 mortal wounds.
Yeah.
So even a 1 does D3 mortal wounds on the Zoanthropes because they're within 3. And I have a feel no pain, which I don't feel the pain of. So one of them takes a wound.
Yeah.
But they'll suffer D3, that'll suffer D3.
No, they're out, so they're 6 inches, so they don't get anything because they're not +1 for being within.
Okay.
That's the same.
Right.
That does D3.
D3 on her.
For
2. And D3 on...
D6 on him.
Oh yeah, because on a 6, it's a D6.
Yeah.
And that one's only got 5 wounds left.
4.
And now it's only got 2 wounds left. 1 wound left. It's on 1 wound left. That could have been worse.
Could have been better.
Here we are after the Blood Angels movement phase. The Thunderhawk, knowing that there's no Tyranids burrowing out of the ground, has sunk back down into hover mode. Otherwise, it would have had to have flown a long way. And you didn't want to do that. You didn't want to bring it in line of the guns. So it's staying back where it can fire in. And all the boys in red are threading the needle past all the chitin in red, trying to get to the objective, to this pulsing, growing egg. Interesting. You've got 3 vets. 3 assault intercessors, 5 assault intercessors. The captain lieutenant are there. The blade guard vets are punching their way through, and even the the shooty intercessors have jumped down from the wall. Lots of threats coming in from the right, coming in from the left. Where are you putting your psychic powers?
So we're going to do Unleash Rage on the blade guard.
Okay.
So 6s get additional hits. That doesn't go off, I don't believe. It's a 6 I need for that.
Okay.
So we're going to ignore that. Shield of Sanguinius on these guys for a 5-up invuln.
Okay.
Because everyone else has normal invulns.
Right, drop past that count.
6. That goes off.
I'll try to deny. I failed to deny.
Cool. And then I'm going to spend a CP on Spiritual Might.
Right.
To do a smite.
Oh.
And I'm going to do it on these little bugs because that's what he's closest to.
Right, so, good luck.
Yeah. That goes
that
off
passes.
An 8.
8. I've got that's a 7 because of Shadow and the Warp. I've got multiple things that can deny, so I'll try and roll an 8. And I don't roll an 8, so you managed to get that off as well.
For 2.
Okay, 2 of the little bugs go pop, leaving 1 bug remaining. So what's the plan here, Sultan? I mean, many threats, big wow.
Ignore the stuff that isn't part of the mission.
Right.
This is a distraction. It's a dangerous distraction.
It's a very dangerous distraction.
Yeah, but my mission is this.
Okay.
So it's destroy this utterly and thread the needle with a charge.
But what about all the gene stealers? There's 32 of them
You
there.
had your chance with them, Winters. You didn't make it in.
They're going to catch you, you know. They can advance and charge.
I know they will.
Right, so where do you want to start shooting some guns?
So we're going to start here with his Stormbolter.
Right.
4 shots going into this thing.
Okay.
I want it dead.
Right, it's dead. Should mention the assault doctrine's in effect.
Yes.
What's next?
So 2 heavy bolt pistols and plasma pistol into these guys.
Right. Do you want to overcook the plasma pistol?
Well, because the captain's grew them reroll.
Okay.
So plasma pistol.
Yes. Misses.
That's fine.
That always happens.
2 bolt pistols. Yes. 1 rerolling ones. 2 hits.
Okay, force to wound.
Was it 6s to hit, did the things?
Force to wound.
Force to wound.
1 wound. I make the save. 3 up and one.
He's in range of the librarian, sorry. Not librarian, lieutenant.
So, okay, 2 wounds.
Yeah.
I make both of my 3 up and vulnerable saves.
Cool.
That stuff bounces. Cool. So the blade guard fire in. They both hit. What's Neo strength?
It's strength 5.
Okay, 3's to wound.
AP -1 now because of assault doctrine.
3 up and ones.
Yeah.
It's all 3 up and ones.
Yeah.
Okay, they both wound.
That'd have an AP -2 for anyone.
Don't
who cares.
6s do mortal wounds in addition or
Yeah,
something?
2 mortal wounds in addition.
Okay, so they need to make my 3 up and vulnerable saves.
And 2 damage a go. 6 mortal wounds.
Right.
2 mortal wounds and 4 damage.
So, feel no pains. Catalyst saves.
Make loads of them.
I take 1 wound.
Oh.
Then the normal shot from the blade guard got in, and I make the save. Then the captain fired in. That bounced. Now we have another Neo Volkite pistol from the lieutenant, because these things are nasty.
Yeah.
And he hits on 2s, and he wounds on 3s. That's another mortal wound, and 2 3 up and vulnerable saves. And then the mortal wound. 5 up shrug.
This is upsetting.
And I shrug it.
Yep.
So the intercessor squad, which are in rapid fire range, are going to fire in as well. 3s to hit. Rerolling 1s. There aren't any 1s.
No 1s.
And 4s to wound. Reroll it. There aren't any 1s. Right, 5 up and vulnerable saves. Oh, sorry, 3 up and vulnerable saves, because that's what they do. And shrug. And that's what I do. So a torrent of firepowers comes smashing in, but so far the zone thropes are hanging firm. We've got this unit of assault intercessors and the Thunderhawk, and that's it. There is a plasma in that squad. Where are you putting your shots, sir?
I'm going to put the plasma into this.
Right.
Because it's extra wound overcooking, and then all the heavy bolt pistols into them.
Well, that's got 1 wound left, but you've got 50-50 chance of wounding it, because it is toughness 8, and with overcooking you are strength 8. Do you want to put some more firepower into it, or I just suppose you've got the Thunderhawk if...
No, screw it. I'll put all the firepower in there because I want the Thunderhawk to go into them.
Do you?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So all
4
the
heavy bolt pistols.
Right. 3s to hit.
3s.
And 6s to wound.
No.
Negative. And now you have the plasma, which hits and wounds on a 4.
Wounds.
And it wounds. I need to make a 5 up dermic symbiosis, or it dies. I make a 5 up dermic symbiosis because I can't seem to fail my saves this game. These dice available from the link below. Check out. No, it's a see, because if they go to Element Games, people can't find them. So go to the deploymentzone.tv merchandise page and click on the link, and that will take you to Element Games who support them. Mind you, while you're on the Deployment Zone website, if you could actually support the channel by subscribing to deploymentzone.tv. That would be lovely. It allows us to make battle reports like this and support the community. And we're trying to build something here. We're trying to build something wonderful. Lots and lots of content from lots and lots of different supporters and subscribers and content creators like PlayOn. I mean, you're taking part in the 4 Horsemen of the Hobby Apocalypse right now. It's like a tale of 4 gamers.
Yes.
That's happening.
Yes.
We've got podcasts in there. We've got other stuff and things. Now lockdown is beginning to unlock. We've got other plans in place for the locking of the down, for the unlocking of the downs. So if you'd like to support me, please go there, and that's lovely. Right, okay, so that's all your small arms fire into all of these, and you took a wound off a zoanthrope.
I should have killed 3.
Maybe.
You kept rolling catalyst.
Yes. So now the Thunderhawk gunship will have to speak.
Everything is going into them.
Everything.
And I'm going to start with the heavy bolters.
4 twin heavy bolters clearing the ground. Thug, 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 thug.
Please.
Firing explosive tin cans. Well, they're the size.
We're not orcs.
No, they're the size of tin
it's
cans.
It's a 40mm grenade launcher, basically, isn't it?
3s to wound.
3s.
Maybe it is.
Oh.
11?
Yeah.
11 3 up and vulnerable saves coming up. Oh dear. I failed 4, each does 2 damage. First, shrug. Dead zoanthrope. These I'll do together because they have 3 wounds each. Dead zoanthrope. And the last one takes a wound. And it looks like this. Now we have 4 shots with the Hellstrike battery. Where are you going?
I'm just checking.
Right.
This is not an aircraft unit, it's just a flyer unit. So you don't get +1 to hit and you don't get D3 +3 damage. You just get your standard flat 3.
Yeah, those missiles against aircraft sting.
Yes.
Yes.
But these are not aircraft. 3s.
3 hits.
Yes.
2's to wound. 2 wounds.
2 wounds.
Invulnerable saves. I fail 1. Each does 3 damage. Shrugging on 5s. Another one bites the dust. 3 zoanthropes remain. The pain train keeps on chugging. 2 las cannons. Both of them hit. Wounding on 2s. Both of them wound. I fail 1 of the 3 up invulnerable saves. D6 damage. For 2. Shrugging. 1 takes a wound. And it keeps on chugging. The Thunderfire Cannon, 2d6 shots.
Yeah, so because there was a unit of 6 when I started shooting, it's still the blast rule.
It's still got the blast rule, yeah. So it's minimum 3, so you've got 8 shots.
Yeah.
Which hit on 3s. Oh dear. Wound on 2s though. Okay, 4 wounds. 4 3-up and buns.
Yeah.
I failed 2. D3 plus 2. So one of them is 3 and one of them is 5.
No, 4.
4.
4 and 3, yeah, we can't count.
So the 3 kills 1 because 1's on 2 wounds. And the 4, 5-up shrugs. 1 is alive.
1 wound, yeah.
Then the ammo casings stop raining from the sky as the firepower from the Thunderhawk subsides. And this is what it looks like. It's a 18-inch charge now to get around to the egg if you want to make your way to the egg. One of the zoanthropes is on 3 wounds. 1 is on 1 wound. That means their nasty smite has finished. They'll do normal smites now, D3 at a time. Oh, you're measuring with the Terminators
I just
as
realised
well.
I put them there for a reason.
They're going to be -2 because of the
so it'll
thing.
be an 8-inch charge, which goes to a 7-inch charge.
Because you're Blood Angels.
Yes.
But -2 because of the Dune.
That was with the minus.
And those guys can get within the inch and then pile in so that they'll be within half inch of a... Yeah, they don't have to go on the Dune to get within an inch. If you want to charge it, and then when you pile in, you will. So, charging?
Charging.
Last time you didn't fail a charge.
Yeah.
Where are you starting?
Let's start with the Blade Guard. How far did we say it was?
I don't know. Right, we're remeasuring because you've got the +1 because you're a Blood Angel and you have to stay away from... It's a 6.
Yeah.
It's a 6.
It worked out like I have
it's
to
a
go around
6.
them. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, 6-inch charge.
And that's a fail. You've
I'm
got
gonna
2
command point
CP
it.
left.
They make it.
Oh, they make it to the Egg of Doom.
They're Blood Angels, of course they make it.
Blade Guard make it there. Now the Terminators have a 7-inch charge. Their heavy Terminator plates sinking deep into the dunes.
Ooh, not quite.
They fail the charge. While the Terminators don't manage to make it into the egg, the Librarian has charged round and engaged the T-Fex. These guys need a 4. They're charging into the Zoanthropes, a bit too far away from the egg because of the dune. They'll manage to make their way in. The Assault Intercessors end up here. The normal Intercessors end up there. These Assault Intercessors end up into the Turvagon. Multiple charges across the line for the Blood Angels. To be fair, their target was only a few short inches away from them because I tried to charge you. Captain, Lieutenant, are they going anywhere?
Captain's going to go into the Neothropes as well.
You really don't like them, do you?
No, I hate them. He's in.
He's in.
And the Lieutenant will... He'll help these guys.
He'll help them.
Yeah.
So the Morlock is engaged, the Turvagon is engaged, the Zoanthropes, the Egg, the big T-Fex is engaged. It's going to get bloody. It's going to get pussy. Let's go on to the fight phase. So now we fight and finally you're in engagement range of the Egg. The Egg, which we've agreed, has 10 wounds and a 1-up invulnerable save. Your entire army has been equipped with Inferno grenades.
Yes.
You've got to cut through, you've got to hit the egg and plant an Inferno grenade in there.
Yeah.
You've got 1 attack with this, but each does D6 mortal wounds. So we can pile in with the Blade Guard. Now you've got to cut your way through the shell.
Yeah.
They hit on 3s. With their master and reroll 1s because the captain's nearby.
Yep.
Okay, they both hit. 10 wounds to get through. And does it burn away, or does the hive man... And it only does 1 mortal wound, or does it do D6 a time for each Inferno grenade? It's 9 mortal wounds. The egg is on fire. But it's still hanging in there.
No.
You haven't wondered, like, no, burn. They're blowing on it. While your brothers around you continue to fight for their lives. Right, so the rest of the combat. We're going to start with the librarian. Librarians have 3 attacks.
Yeah, he's got 4 attacks. Do you remember the profile for that?
Yes. And he gets +1 attack for being a blood angel in turn 3 and +1 attack for shock assault.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 to hit. And 3s to wound with your 4
sure
ups.
it's 2 to hit?
I think librarians are 2 to hit in close combat. It might be 3s. So it's 3s. Why do librarians hit on 3s and lieutenants hit on 2s? What's going on there?
Lieutenants are primaris.
Okay. It would be 5s to wound, but it's 4s to wound because of blood angels. And then -2. So
so that's -3.
Well, my weapon beast is a 5 up and vulnerable save for dermic symbiosis, and I make them both.
Good.
So nothing happened here. I'm not gonna. Should I pay to interrupt? I feel like I should pay to interrupt. I'm gonna pay to interrupt. So I'm interrupting with the Morlock. It's got 7 attacks +1 because of all the pairs of monstrous scything talons. It's hitting the assault intercessors.
So
the normal
there's a
intercessors.
strat I've never used called Angel Sacrifice for 1 CP, where you have to target my character.
You got 2 CP left.
It's 1 CP.
Is it? So are you going to spend it, and then I have to hit your lieutenant?
Yeah, because you'll have a 2-up save.
Okay, I love it.
I'm gonna do that.
So he like jumps in front of the blows and says, "Hit me!" Okay, 4s to hit. Rerolling 1s, it won't. The idea is it does a lot of wounds, but they're not great wounds.
Okay.
It'll wound on 3s, and it's AP dash. So you have 4 2-up saves, and then I hit you with my tail.
Fails 1.
Fails 1, does 1 damage, and then the tail hits and wounds. When I said tail, I meant jaws, and it is -3 d6 damage. Ooh, okay, so this could hurt. So 4 up and vulnerable save.
Yeah. Makes it.
It doesn't hurt. Okay, so he jumps in front and bravely defends his brother, and no damage was caused. We can continue battering the bugs with the blood angels. So the captain, 7 attacks with a burning blade, hitting on 2s. And
I always roll a 1 now, captains.
Would be 3s to wound, but 2s to wound. You're a blood angel.
Yeah. And these are AP -6.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't matter, but I just wanted people to know.
Okay. I have a 3 up and vulnerable save.
Yeah.
And each does 2 damage. Burning blade. So shrug. 1 dies.
1 was on 1 wound.
Yeah. So there's 1 brain bug left, which all the assault intercessors can go. Arr! So 3 dudes. They're blood angels. How many attacks?
This.
16 attacks because it's turn 3. It's blood angels. They all get an extra attack. What's that name? The extra attack rule? Savage echoes.
Savage echoes. Yeah.
So they're like letting the blood fuel them.
Yeah.
They're so angry.
Yes.
3s to hit. Angry boys. Reroll 1s because the captain's there.
Useful rule that.
After the rerolls, 10 hits, 3s to wound because you're blood angels.
Yep.
And it's all invulnerable saves. Don't worry about the AP.
I think I knocked that one over. I don't know
Did
what
you?
it was.
Okay.
I'm going to take it away anyway. No idea what it was.
Well, I'll do another one because of the 3 up and bun. So 1 gets through and shrug. That's really cocked. I don't shrug it. That brain bug's on 2 wounds left. After these intercessors, onto these intercessors. The sergeant has a power fist because of points. Smashing away, hitting on 4s. And that's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Wounding on 2s because you're a blood angel. Rerolling 1s because there's a lieutenant right next to you.
That, yeah.
Okay, so I need 6s here. And I don't make any. That's 6 damage. It's got 6 wounds left. They start off on 12. Regular intercessors, 4 attacks each because of blood angels.
Yep.
3s to hit. Rerolling 1s because your captain's
Too
round.
far away from the captain.
Is it?
Yeah, just about.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
And then it would be 5s to wound, but 4s to wound because you're a blood angel.
Yep. And 6s are an extra AP.
Okay. Okay.
So we have 3 at AP -2.
Right.
And the rest are AP -1.
The AP -2s, 5 ups. I've got 3 wounds left.
To reroll a couple, sorry.
Okay, and then
that's
how many?
all your normal ones.
And then the 5s. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, 4s because you're a blood angel, right?
Yeah.
So I've got 3 wounds left, and then I've got to make these as well.
Yes.
You're going to kill this Morlock in 1 thing. Yes, you do. It dies. That's perfectly enough, and it doesn't go nuts as it collapses to the ground. So they consolidate after killing the Morlock. Then you selected your lieutenant that piled in and consolidated because he did charge this turn. And now you're selecting this squad of Assault Intercessors. I love what you've done there because by kickstarting him forward, that works, and consolidating him with them, now they're in reroll to hit and reroll a wound roll aura as the captain lieutenant are shouting over their shoulder, "Come on, my brothers!" 26 attacks against the Turvagon. Yes. Hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s. Oh, mama. With the reroll, 17 hits, but I am toughness 8. Ooh. So it would be 6s, but 5s. You're a blood angel.
And 6s AP minus 2.
Reroll the 1s.
Yeah.
Couple of 1s?
Couple of 1s.
3 1s. Okay, 4 at minus 2. So yeah, 4 5 up saves. I fail them all.
And then 2 at minus 1.
Okay.
They're at minus 3 and they're at minus 2 because the Assault Doctrine's in effect.
Okay, so I failed them and they're 5s.
Yeah.
So I take 5 wounds in total. She was on 12. She's down to 7 maths. And finally, you've stopped hitting me so I can hit you back. You've just tipped her over the edge, so her 3 attacks now hitting on 5s. But I reroll 1s because they're massive scything talents. I'm going to wound you on a 3. And it's AP minus 3 D6 damage. So you need to make the 6. Otherwise, I'm going to punch 1 into the plateau. 1 gets punched into the plateau and she has a nice snack and goes nom nom nom.
This one because he looks cooler.
Then my brain bug will headbutt back on a 4. And a 4 to wound. Smush. If you fail at 3 up save, this is a headbutt of doom. It's a headbutt of doom. I take out one of the Assault Intercessors. Of course, I have no synapse to do here because of... no morale here to do because synapse is a thing. And the egg can't fight back. It's just pulsating and burning and black and green. Pulsing flames are bubbling into the sky on 1 wound left. If I do not kill these in my turn... then you're going to stick another plasma grenade in there. Inferno grenade, and you will win.
You need to smite them to death because they're in combat.
So, I can't smite you to death. I have to charge you.
Oh, yeah.
I have to charge you and kill you in close combat because smites hit the closest thing.
Charging blade guard's never fun.
And that charging is not fun. I've got the big monster over there. This thing, my winged hive tyrant, can move 16, I believe. So it might be able to jump very close. +1 to charge might be able to do something.
I think it'll be fine. Yeah.
I think the hive guard need to shoot in as well. The Gene Stealers, if I kill them, I think if I manage to kill them, then the Gene Stealers will wreck through everything remaining.
Yes.
So I think it's a case of you hanging in there before this brood descends upon you. Let's find out what happens in Tyranids Turn 3. While the Thunderhawk hangs in the sky on its grav thrusters, the Hive Fleet closes in on its prize. I have fallen out of combat with the Zoanthrope against the captain and the Assault Intercessors here. The intention is to shoot them. I can't fall out here. There's no point in falling out of there with Big Mama, but I've fallen out of there. And the Gene Stealers are pushing forward this way with the Broodlord and the Trigon. Plan is kill all of these guys. Excuse me.
I thought you were already thinking about it.
Too much root beer and ginger beer.
Kill.
Plan is kill all of them and shoot the crap out of them. Oh. Now, Smite is the closest thing in line of sight and range. And the closest thing in line of sight and range is your Blade Guard in close combat with the egg. Apart from that, I can't shoot them because you can't shoot stuff in close combat. I might hit my own egg. So that is an 8-inch charge into the Blade Guard.
Yeah.
So I need to smite one of them to kill it. He needs to make his charge, kill the other one.
Yeah.
Otherwise, in close combat, all you have to do is hit the egg. But you still have to hit with your Inferno Grenade.
Is this the only one who can smite him?
Yeah, because he's fallen out of combat, he can't smite. That is closest thing to line of sight and range are them.
And that's with them.
That is going to hit them. Exactly. Oh, you know what I just remembered? The horror on the Thunderhawk. I put the horror on the Thunderhawk. That's fine.
About that, yeah.
It's my fault.
Sorry.
I forgot it's got a sting.
Yeah.
I've got to remember it when I do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do some psychic powers and try and mop up these guys before one guy with a Hail Mary charges into the egg and sticks
like
one
in the Lord of
Inferno
the Rings
grenade.
when that berserker throws himself into Helm's Deep.
Yeah. Helm's Deep, what's that one?
You remember the second movie?
Oh yeah, with the flaming thing.
Yeah, and he gets shot 3 times and he just goes.
Here's a question about that scene in Helm's Deep. You got a berserker with the flaming thing running into the to make the bomb go up.
Yeah, what were the other orcs doing?
With all the flaming torches.
Yeah.
They're all stood there with flaming torches.
Buddy. And they're like, I'll shoot him. It's like, they go, oh, yeah, sorry.
Right.
It was cool, though.
The lure onto them, so I can reroll charges against that unit. In other words, my flying hive tyrant. That passes. That's a perils. I'll take it. You can't deny it. It does D3 wounds to myself for 1 wound on the brood lord.
Good trade.
It is a very good trade. And then I'm going to spend a CP on the will of the hive mind so he can... I don't need to smite them. It's fine.
They're dead.
They're dead anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Across to my Zoan Neurothrope. Smite against Blade Guard. That passes.
I'm going to deny that one.
So I'm going to... Yeah, you are.
Yeah. You're going to CP it? Because I get +1 to deny.
Well, you already said it. I was thinking that you... Gone.
It's the only thing that can kill them, right? Other than the charge.
Other than the charge.
Yeah, so I'm going to try and deny it.
It'd be a hero thing if you do.
Denies.
You do manage to deny it. Right, so the smite failed. So this thing will smite. And that fails. I know it's a 6 now, isn't it? Yes, that passes. Did I do a smite before?
You did a smite with this one and it failed.
That's okay. So D3 mortal wounds on them. They take 2 mortal wounds on the assault intercessors. Now I'm going to horrify and not forget that I did it on the Blade Guard vets. And I pass on a 9. So that's -1 for them to hit. So they might not be able to plunge one of the grenades into my eggy sack. And then she's going to smite as well. And she passes and does another mortal wound to the assault intercessors. Okay. Right, that's the end of the psychic phase. Now let's shoot. Right, so the Tranifex didn't fall out of combat with the Librarian, so I'm going to shoot it point blank range. Him, point blank range with my Rupture Cannon, but it's 5s to hit because it's heavy and I'm in close combat. Ooh. And I hit you twice, and I wound on 2s, and I wound twice. 5 up, vulnerable saves, Terminator.
1, fail 1.
D6 damage.
It lives.
So the Librarian Terminator, 3 wounds left. Then the Hive Crone fired down at the Terminators, nothing. So I did my Stinger Salvo over here into close combat and did nothing to those assault intercessors. The Stinger Salvo is not hurting here. So now I need to... Biostatic Rattle? Yes. Biostatic Rattle with Electric Pulse. Hitting on 4s from the Trigon Prime. And wounding on 3s. But they're no AP. 4 wounds, 0 AP on the intercessors.
3 ups. 1 takes a wound.
1 only takes a wound. So I'll do the Stinger Salvo from the other dude into them. And I'll put the big bad Rupture Cannon into these assault intercessors here. Here's the Stinger Salvo coming into these guys. It stayed still. So, no, it moved. It moved this time. So 4 shots. I had to move him for the thing. So... only hits once. But it does wound. 1 4-up save. It's -1.
Makes sense.
So they're okay. And then 3 shots with the Rupture Cannon. 4s and 2s. So 2 6-up saves on the Assault Intercessors.
Nope.
D6, D6.
Kills 2. And
they get wiped out. So I fired everything here. It's the Hive Guard. It's the Hive Guard. So I can't fire... He's within 3 inches of a unit, and they're in front. So there is not the closest guy, and he's not 3 inches away from another. So I can't fire at him.
The captain.
I could fire at him, because there is in front, but he isn't within 3 inches of another unit that isn't a character. Is this the captain?
Yes.
So I could fire at your captain, who could charge the egg if the egg lives. So I think I have to put everything from the Hive Guard into your captain.
Ooh.
And I hit on 3s. Is he in Gravis or is he?
No, he's a regular from House Captain.
So I wound on 2s. You don't
6
have
wounds
enough.
And toughness 4.
Okay, and they're all -2. So -1 because you have that shield.
6.
So it's all 4-ups.
Yeah. How much damage ago?
D3.
Ugh. I failed 2.
2d3 damage.
Oh, you could have
4
killed him.
damage. I've got 3 command points. I'm going to burn 2 for single-minded annihilation of fire at him again. For spite.
He's got 2 left.
Wounding on 2s. That many wounds. How many is that? 7 wounds. He's got 2 left. 7 4-up and vulnerable saves.
He's dead.
And Captain Lorenzo gets cut down as the Impaler cannons thump into him. I'm sure removed as a casualty. The Assault Intercessors start pulling him back away from the fight. That's the end of my shooting phase. Now the Gene Stealers are going to charge all of this. These, and they're automatically in unless they're all Snake Eyes because of the thing. Yep. These Gene Stealers are going to charge them. They're in. My Trigon Prime, he's in. The Broodlord, I don't know. He'll charge them as well. Okay, so let's move all this up. And it looks like this. Gene Stealers engaging Terminators and Librarian. Broodlord engaging Terminators. I meant to charge the Librarian as well, obviously. It's right there. Okay with that?
Yeah,
yes.
That's fine.
Okay, so they're surrounded. The Assault Intercessors surround it. So the only things not in close combat right now is your Lieutenant.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to kill... and the Thunderhawk. And I have to kill these guys as well. So my Zoanthrope will charge in.
Mm-hmm.
He's got like 1 attack.
Yeah.
And then it's an 8-inch charge from my Winged Hive Tyrant. I got 1 CP left.
Good luck.
And it looks like I'm spending it.
Oh.
8 CP. I've got to kill them before they kill my egg. Don't punch my egg. And I failed the charge! Right, it's fine. Everything's fine. It ain't over. You're on 1 wound down here and you're horrified.
Yes.
And you got 1 attack with a grenade.
Yes.
So I'm going to headbutt you first with a nerve rope. And I miss. Okay, that's fine. Right.
Makes yourself feel better.
Broodlord's going to attack the Terminators. 6 attacks on 2s and 3s. And I reroll everything because that's what Broodlords do.
Needed.
Okay, so, yeah. They're 4-up and vulnerable saves, so 3 4-up and vulnerable saves.
I fail all 3.
Oh, D3 at time. Dead. One's on 1 wound. Then the Gene Stealers pile in, and they've got a total of 52 attacks. You've only got 1 CP. You can't interrupt. And we're hitting on 2s right now, so they cleaved through that Terminator left on the and your Librarian, as did this swarm of bugs. Absolutely murder every single one of the intercessors except for 1, and he fluffed pretty much all of his attacks. There's an intercessor in here surrounded by a swarm.
It's not a good time.
Oh dear. And then it's your turn to hit, because that's my charging units.
Yeah.
So I killed loads of stuff.
Should we start with these guys or just start with the actual...
Well, you've got 2... It's got to be here, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
if you do this, it's your mission.
Yeah.
So on 4s, because you're horrified,
Yeah.
you manage to penetrate the hide of my egg. Oh, you do! You like cut a hole through, do another thing. It does D6 mortal wounds. It's got 1 wound left.
It's critical.
The egg gets lit up on fire and melts away to the ground. There's a psychic backlash across this battle grid, and the pilot is fall back, brothers, they're coming, and the ground is rumbling as bugs start bursting up from the ground, and your intercessors are dragging back Captain Lorenzo, and all these guys are trying to break out of he'll get dragged down, trying to break down out of combat. These will have a lovely fight. The winged, it's going nuts in the thing, and there's and the Scouring of Baal continues. I love it. You're setting them all up there, fighting retreat as they make their way back towards the Thunderhawk. The other thing is, we know that there was an a thing from space that came down.
Yeah,
so after they've killed the thing, maybe that there's more flyer support and Xiphon jet fighters and storm talons and stormhawks crisscrossing the site, and that's the noise they make as they bomb the ground.
Ew.
That's it. And allowing your remaining forces to fall back into the Thunderhawk and escape this battle grid. You've completed your mission, but only just. If I'd have made that charge, or if I'd have sank in the thing...
Well, I had a plan for that.
What was the plan?
Well, you remember Angel's Sacrifice?
Yeah.
He could heroically intervene 3, and the only way you could have gone was within 3 of him. He'd heroically intervene, pop the CP for Angel's Sacrifice, you'd have to have killed him. He would have
Really?
taken the hit so his Blade Guard brothers could have...
You'd have put you in the way.
Yes. It's what I did for those intercessors, which is why the Gene Stealers didn't charge my lieutenant.
So there was plans and wheels and
It
wheels.
started as a bit of a plan, and then or a bit of like, I'll do this just because I want to keep them alive, and it ended up working out.
Okay.
Is the point.
It did work out. You have scoured this site, and this is the way the world ends. So, Sultan, 800 points.
Yeah.
What do we think of Thunderhawk gunships?
It's fun.
I want 3 of them.
I mean, yeah, okay, that's a lot.
This is the older cast because
Yes.
they're so popular that they've recast them. I know the canopy is different, the tail is different. I think it's a bit longer on the wings.
Yeah,
This is the OG Thunderhawk gunship.
it is, yeah.
But it's just a glory of. It's one of the best models that Forge World, aka Games Workshop, make. It's so glorious.
Yeah, this and the Warhound Titan are my 2 favourites.
I love the Warhound Titan as well. I got one of them.
Yes, I'm jealous.
And there's more Warhound Titan. He's on a big wooden base because when I first glued him in this dynamic striding forward pose, what happens to Forge World resin after a while is if you glue them too heavy, the center of gravity starts pulling them forward and pulling them forward. So it turned out that his more dramatic pose over time, he started falling on his face all the time.
That's not good.
So I had to stick that base on it. And because it weighs so much, I mean, you know how much this weighs.
Yeah.
It needs to be a significant base because I've seen the mini wargaming Warhound Titans on their base, and then they had to extend the base, and then they had to put heavy things on the base. It's back in the day. So I thought, right, when I get it, I'll put, So he's a lovely thing. That is a gorgeous.
These are my 2 favourite Forge World models, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People often ask me, "What's your favourite model?" I think it's and they're meaning, "What's your favourite model of all time? Is it this? Is it Drago? Is it the thing? It's certainly not the Lord of Skulls. That thing is pants. What's your favourite model that Games Workshop make?" Well, my favourite model that Games Workshop make is a Thunderhawk gunship.
You've got one coming from the Grey Knights soon.
Yes.
Yes, it'd be great. The new one's slightly longer, I think.
On the wings.
Yeah.
They both look. It'd be interesting when it's done. We can put them side by side and see.
Yeah, I think the one you showed me is a little bit bigger.
Is it?
Bigger? Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
I know this weighs about as much as my dog at the moment. So.
Anyway, thanks for coming down. You are a legend.
Oh, thank you.
I think we're going to play very many more games with the Thunderhawk gunship in it.
Yes, let's make it worth the money.
Well, and the Warhound in it, maybe in both. But we did this one was you attacking me. I like the idea of a mission where some orcs or something is attacking you, and you've got to get back to the Thunderhawk. Maybe it's stationary on the platform and getting fueled up, so you could shoot with it, but you can't
Turbo
fly.
fans coming up to power and all that.
Cycling up to power. Yeah. Or maybe it could fly, but the dome over top, the shield above is closed, and there's some tech priest pressing buttons. Open the shield! We need to get out. So we've got the one where I'm attacking you as well as you're attacking me.
Yeah.
And then we could just do a normal 2,000 point game as well, and just bring it along as a 2,000 point game and see how. Because it gets the Blood Angels keyword, right?
It does, yeah. So if I'd been inclined to, I could have put psychic powers on it and stuff.
Yeah.
Clearly it's not core, but...
Yeah. Well, that's why I kind of like the Grey Knight one because of Sanctuary. So you can put a 5-up invulnerable save on the...
Yeah, same with this one. You could put Shield of Sanguinius on it.
Oh, yeah. Because the Space Marine...
Or Psychic Fortress if you're sat in there.
Is a 6-inch bubble. But Sanctuary and Shield of Sanguinius is a point.
And it's to the hull. So you can just stand here and... It's colossal flyer. Everything's basically to its hull.
But it can't fall back and shoot.
No, which is sad.
It's silly.
Yes.
Why don't... Because I was looking at Typhon super heavy siege tanks. And I want to get one of the... I was thinking
with the big, like, Vindicator looking gun.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to get one of them. And it can't fall back and shoot.
Oh. What about a Falchion? They're cool. The Falchion? The Fellblade. The big
Fellblade.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, if I'm going to get big tanks, I mean, the Typhoon one and the other one, great, because they look Space Marine-esque. But if you're going to get a super heavy big tank like a Fellblade...
I suppose it's a Baneblade looking thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Then it's Guards, son.
Yeah.
It's the Guards, son.
Astreus, the floaty one. The huge,
no,
super heavy
it's a super heavy, stupid tank. You need... If you get super heavy tanks, you get the Guards, son.
Okay.
And the Guard are coming at some point this year.
One day.
To be continued.
Yeah.
So, and I've already got a Baneblade for my Guard. And so...
They're great. I have one.
Yeah, so I'm I will shamelessly add many more super heavy tanks because they're super heavy tanks to the guard, and they're cool. I know competitively but when you're playing narratively, having 3 super heavy tanks rolling upon a position flanked by Lehman Russes, or Lehman Russes, that is.
It's awesome. Yeah, you want one of each. You want like a Baneblade, a Stormlord, and a Shadow Sword, just all working together.
Hellhammer.
Yeah, they're cool.
The Hellhammer. The gun on that is. My Baneblade. It had to be a Baneblade because, Baneblade. But it was so nearly a Hellhammer. Because the gun on that is frightening.
Well, if you want to see those and some of the ideas we came up with, I have no doubt that they'll be on deploymentzone.tv very soon.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, join deploymentzone.tv to find out about the awesome community thing and to listen to the podcasts and to watch the full play on Tabletop Crusade that's going on there. And also, as the unlocking unlocks further in the year, we'll have more community events that are coming up and more I'm so looking forward to getting out of the house
and playing other people. I get it. It's fine.
I want some ice cream while walking along the beach and looking at the blue sky. I remember the sky was blue. Anyway, I think I should shut up. Happy wargaming.
Bye.